Good morning, everyone. It's your girl, Miss Ann Little Cole. I'm coming to you on this beautiful Saturday in NYC. And I'm up and I'm ready to talk. And what I'm going to be discussing today is the guilty plea of one of the people that were involved with the shooting of Robbie Montgomery's grandson, Andre Montgomery, from the famed reality show Sweetie Pies. So according to the St. Louis Today newspaper, it reads, shooter who killed Sweetie Pie's reality TV star pleads guilty, implicates others. A St. Louis man pleaded guilty Friday to murdering a former local reality TV show star for pay while implicating others in the high-profile crime. Travell Hill, 30, was convicted of conspiracy to commit murder for hire and a separate count of murder for hire Friday in the March 2016 killing of 21-year-old Andre Montgomery. Montgomery was a former star on Welcome to Sweetie Pies, an own reality show about a soul food business founded by his grandmother, Robbie Montgomery, in the St. Louis area. Hill's sentencing is scheduled for September, but both counts carry a mandatory life sentence in prison, U.S. District Judge John A. Ross said at the plea hearing Friday. In Hill's plea agreement Friday, he admitted to shooting and killing Montgomery in exchange for $5,000 2 days after the death. According to the indictment, he was recorded discussing it with his brother on call from jail. Hill's plea agreement also implicated two of the three other people also charged in the murder for hire plot that, according to prosecutors, involved life insurance policies, burner phones, and payouts. Hill said in his plea agreement that the victim's uncle, James Timnorman, another star of the TV show, hired Hill because he wanted Montgomery dead. Hill also stated in his plea that a woman, Tericaellis, was also part of the plot and was hired by Norman to lure Montgomery outside and tell Hill where he was before the shooting in the 3900 block of Natural Bridge Drive. Police in earlier hearings testified that Ellis, an exotic dancer who was working in Memphis at the time, had a previous romantic relationship with Norman. Norman and Ellis are facing conspiracy to commit murder charges with the trial set for September. Federal prosecutors will not seek the death penalty in the case. Norman is also accused in an indictment of attempting to cash in on $450,000 in life insurance policies he took out on his nephew with the help of insurance agent Wael Rebbe Youngman before the killing. Norman and Youngman are also charged with wire and mail fraud. Youngman also faces counts for aggravated identity theft. A break-in case. A burglary at the home of family matriarch Robbie Montgomery caused family turmoil in the months before the killing, police records obtained in 2020 by the Post-Dispatch showed. Sweetie Pie's owner, Robbie Montgomery, the grandmother of shooting victim Andre and Norman's mother, reported a burglary at her North St. Louis County home while she was on vacation in June 2015. At least $220,000 worth of cash, jewelry, and other items were stolen, according to police records. The police document stated that officials initially investigated Andre Montgomery and the burglary, but after more than 9 months out of town, he met with officers and took a polygraph test in March 2016. At that time, he denied being involved in the theft and told police he thought his uncle Norman was behind it. Andre Montgomery explained that he left town to be with a girl and told officers his grandmother was trying to remove Norman from some Sweetie Pie's business ventures, according to police accounts. 4 days later, Andre Montgomery was killed. Investigators never closed the burglary case. Andre Montgomery joined Welcome to Sweetie Pies, which ran for 5 seasons on OWN, around 2011 after he came to live with his grandmother, Robbie. His father was killed in a stabbing. So Andre Montgomery grew up in Lubbock, Texas, with his mother and would spend summers in St. Louis with his grandmother. He moved into Robbie Montgomery's basement full-time around 2010. Andre Montgomery was a paid cast member of Welcome to Sweetie Pies until 2013, appearing in a chicken costume in scenes promoting the family restaurant, pursuing a rap career, and depicted graduating from McClure North High School. Federal prosecutors wrote an indictment that Norman took out $450K in life insurance policies on his nephew a year before the burglary, making himself the sole beneficiary. Ellis, the co-defendant accused of luring Andre Montgomery to the scene of the killing, used to work at the Bottoms Up Club in the Metro East where she met Norman. St. Louis Police Detective Donald Thurman testified at a Tennessee court hearing early this month. Police believed then that Norman promised to pay her $10K, Thurman testified. Federal charging documents say in the days after the shooting, Ellis deposited more than $9K in cash into several bank accounts. Thurman testified Ellis told police the burglary at Robbie Montgomery's home had made Norman's boys, in quote, want to get up on his nephew. Norman is also accused of trying to collect on his nephew's life insurance policies, but was never able to get the money, according to an indictment. Yangnam is accused of providing false information on the life insurance policies, including information about Andre Montgomery's income. Yangnam worked in life insurance after a career in the music industry that included producing Nelly's hit 2002 album, Nellyville. After the charges, TV clips from Welcome to Sweetie Pies circulated showing Norman mourning the death he is now accused of setting up. Norman visited the scene of the killing with his mother and TV cameras in a 2016 episode. Since Andre's passing, I haven't gone through this part of the city, Norman said on the show. Really, I've been avoiding it. Yeah, because you kind of set it up. But see, I have three things to say. Number one, this whole thing is really, really sad. And I really, really liked Andre on the show. Number two, tericaellis and all the other people that basically were involved in this really played themselves and did it for nothing because they got paid cheap change. So it really shows you their mentality of that they were just desperate for money by any means. And they was willing to do anything for it, regardless of the amount. And number three, I do believe that the robbery that happened in Miss Robbie's home was orchestrated by Tim Norman. And I believe that he was trying to pin it on Andre. And when that really didn't work, because Andre mentioned that it was his uncle, as in Tim Norman, that did it, I believe that was like the ultimate in him wanting to take out Andre. Like that was like he really had to go. But a year prior, he basically was like, I want him gone out the picture. Now, when he took out the life insurance policy, that was in the fall of 2014. Okay. At that time, Andre was back and forth in St. Louis, and he had graduated high school and he was working on his rap career. Now, if you remember from the show, they were trying to say that Andre kind of went down a wrong path. And I think in terms of getting like with the drill music and everything with that scene. But other than that, I just think that Andre was just trying to find himself. We don't know what would have became of him because Tim Norman basically took his life. He set it up to get him out the picture. Tim Norman is a trash bag human being. Okay. And if you looked at the show, Sweetie Pies, even in the first season, he used to beat up and pick on Andre more so than Charles. He liked Charles because Charles wasn't a threat to him. Charles, had dyslexia. He had other other things he was dealing with. But Andre was a threat to him because Andre, unlike his ass, Andre wasn't in jail. He was really trying to do something with his life, because Tim Norman, when he was 16 or 17, he got arrested for armed robbery. And he did 10 years in prison. And when he came out, he basically lost all his youthhood. Now, if you've been following my channel at least since 2020, you would know that I covered and followed this case when the news first broke. I did 2 live streams on it. I also did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 uploads. And I want to give a shout out to everybody that tuned in to listen, because you guys gave me one of my best video views, my second highest viewed video, but the one that's the highest publicly. And I thank y'all every day for that. And that was the video, the commentary dealing with the possibility of Tim Norman taking out $1 million life insurance policy on his mother. I believe that story. I really do. Because Tim Norman was just so wicked. He's just a deplorable human being. And even when you watch the show, Miss Robbie said at the series finale reunion, she said, I know who did it. It's somebody in the family, and it's going to be revealed. And you could see in his face, he didn't have any emotion. He rolled his eyes. And I remember seeing that, and it made me feel kind of weird, because I'm like, wait a minute. Why would he roll his eyes? And it's like the camera purposely depicted that scene, because they probably had a feeling that he did it. And he never showed emotion. He never really cried over it, because especially like your nephew, like your brother's nephew, who his brother was murdered. And it's like he never really cared. He was just like matter-of-factly. And to me, I think a lot of his issues are driven too because he was in jail for 10 years. And then also too, I believe he did steroids. Janae ran for her life. And little TJ, I believe his name is TJ, he's being raised by another man. Then he had a baby by another woman. I don't know what happened with that. So if he was with the stripper Terica, that means that he was with this stripper around the time he was with Janae. Then he got with Jennifer Williams. That was a disaster. And in my opinion, I just feel like he's just a deplorable human being. And it's just sad that everything that Miss Robbie built up for herself and to pass a legacy on, she pretty much has now only 2 grandkids left. So she'll definitely leave it to them. But at the same token, it's like being a public figure. And I had you run these restaurants, which he did open a lot of them behind her back. And she even fired him. And he was doing that because he wanted the money. He was investing in a rap career that failed. He was just, a person that felt that the world owed him something, when in fact, it really didn't. Like, he was given a second chance and he blew it, which is why he didn't make bail. And when you look at the mugshot is very chilling, and it tells you all about it, about him as a person, because he smirked. He didn't even, was like stone faced. He had a slight smile and smirked. He didn't care. He didn't like Andre. And I really believe the root of it was because his mother showed more love to Andre than him. And it was because Andre was really a nice kid. And I believe that Miss Robbie probably always felt that Tim was not well behaved. He probably was one of those kids that you couldn't tell him anything. And probably thought like, oh, my mother is famous and rich. And, she got all these different businesses and stuff. And all these people in Hollywood. And he probably felt entitled that he didn't think he had to really work for anything. Which I get that vibe from him. And, he needs to be where he is. And Tericaellis is dumb. You threw your life away for $9,000. And Travell, you're even more dumb because you pulled the trigger and you didn't get anything. $5,000 is easy. Yo, you can get $5,000 in tax returns. That's tax return money. That's tax return money. That's a lot of people's paychecks after taxes. Okay? And I'm not even saying this is a black issue because it's not. It's an ignorant issue. And somebody is not here that should be here because of the jealousy that James Timothy Norman had for his nephew, Andre Montgomery. And with that being said, it's your girl, Miss Analytical. I'm signing off. Make sure you like this commentary, share, subscribe, comment, and if you haven't, please hit the notification bell so that you can listen to the commentary. I'm literally 1 hour away from meeting the watch time goal of 4,000 watch hours. And I really, 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 really want to get the monetization approved for my channel. So I know they've been pushing the Monique commentary through the algorithm. They still pushing Trisha Paytas, which is wonderful. But the current uploads, the views, they got to get up as well. And I would really love it if you would just listen to it. I have my own type of style. And it is acquired. But I'm thankful for every one of you all that tune into this channel. Take care and have a wonderful weekend.